Because if it's that, then that's like less.
I'll be honest, I straight up just use a divine inspiration.
You did just get it back.
I've got. Oh shit! I think I've got an extra one.
You do, because I refunded that one back too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we could use it to just be like, hey, where's the traps? Right, I suppose. Or what? How do we want
cut
to
it
do it?
at the worst possible time. I didn't even fucking hear
Why
what you
is
said.
it like this?
It
we could use
it
divine
was me.
inspiration. Oh, it's all good. We could use divine inspiration to be like, where's the trap, or which trap are we springing by going certain directions? First suggestion that come to my mind.
Yeah, something to confirm where we would ideally want to put our next move is my thought.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's really it.
You guys confirm to me what you are expending.
Yep.
Give me your expenditure report, please. That's due end of day to. No, just kidding.
Oh, really? Man, my printer's broken.
So inconvenient.
You go to Nexonia at beginner report. That's kidding. That's gonna be me in 3 days from now. 4 days, something like that.
Mhm.
I'm going to San Diego for a business trip.
Comic-Con.
No.
Yeah.
On the bright side, I get to leave at like work start time on Tuesday and spend like 2 hours driving, which I know might sound shit to some of you, but that's 2 hours I'm getting paid and not expected to be there.
Not gonna lie, earlier in my life I would have said that sounds like garbage. I love driving.
Yeah, you feel that now, right? It's like
I do.
I have no social obligation or work obligation because what are they gonna do? Expect me to type in the fucking car or something? What are you smoking? And then
It's
if I
terrifying.
get
Don't get me wrong. I'm still absolutely quaking in my boots when I do it, but I do like driving.
Yeah.
You should do enjoy what Garth and Kirsty did. Come down to SoCal. I can show you SoCal driving.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
it
don't
sucks.
fucking all the time.
No. When/if I ever come down there, I'm not fucking ever driving.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
No, I don't. No. This is for your guys' safety. If you guys come down here, I'm the one driving.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's driving now.
The only driving I'm doing is
Honestly.
getting there, and then my car is staying parked with a capital
Yeah,
P.
like I'm convinced, like Crash, you must have gone through like when you learned to drive, it must be like trial by fire. Because I swear,
Oh.
those roads terrify me.
Well, funny you mentioned that.
Uh-oh.
So I already told you on my driver's license starts. I got it 1 week before my classes started at uni.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I needed to get my driver's license very, very soon. And it was my last attempt to get 3. And I barely
Right.
passed. I made the maximum amount of mistakes that's still passable. It's 15, I think. It's because my old man fucked around with the steering wheel alignment. And so in reverse, I got like 7 right then and there. Because I wasn't straight. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, maybe don't fuck around with the gear right before a test. Anyways.
Right?
It's up there.
Here's the other thing. No one taught me how to drive on the freeway. So the first time I got on the freeway, I drove on the freeway, was when I was going to class that next week. And
Oh my God.
in 18 or 16 or wherever we were, a guy hogged the shit out of me. And I was like, you're entirely fair to do that, mate. Because I didn't know
what I'm
merging.
doing.
I didn't know merging because no one taught me. That means the rest of the freeway was fine. Because I drove in like the second slowest and slowest lanes, so that was fine. So it was just the merging that was problematic because you had to match speed. But yeah, exactly. Trial by fire.
Oh, boy.
Hey,
My cousin learned to drive in Kenya, and the
Ooh.
rules of the road are
suggestion.
Non-existent.
suggested at best.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
So sorry, we're detracting. What you guys want to call in? What you guys expending?
I want to call in my divine inspiration. I don't know the question yet. I would politely request more time to think on that.
Understandable.
Do we have divine
Then-
inspiration for the party? No.
If that's the case, then
Wait, hold on. For the Captain Amaya's gift, we have spent Dreams and Expectations and Champions of Fate, correct?
if it's listed there, it's spent.
Okay. And
Unless there's
the
a plus in front of it.
pluses are the extras.
Or ones that you have extra. Correct.
So we do have a divine inspiration for the party, if we want to.
We can use 2, is what I'm hearing.
In theory.
That's your. I mean, you have 1 spare on top of yours, and so in theory, if you want to call in your
Honestly,
own.
if we want to use the
I
party
know, I
one,
want to get rid of it because I feel bad for holding on to it still.
if we want to use the party one just to be like, hey, we need help with the vampire Hey, you stop moving light thing now.
If we all spend our divine inspiration, this is Crash just sent us his notes.
We all use hands and like, alright, here's the notes to document all this down.
That's it.
Just it's like the airport mission in Modern Warfare 2. Just skip it.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna use the restroom. It's your guys' call when you want to spend. Be back.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely want to get rid of mine because I've been holding on to it I say unintentionally, like I'm not. Oh, I'm gonna keep it. I just forget that I have it, and then it comes up when we're like, okay, well, we're really fucking stumped. So, definitely want to use up mine. It's just a free one. We can use it. It's just specifically what do we want to know about.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So what were you guys thinking originally? It was the traps, right?
Yeah.
Or if we've got a trap set up or whatever the situation is.
It's like
No,
which
fuck-
one leaving.
Fuck traps.
I know, but that was the original thought.
I think phrasing it in some way of how can we go about saving Svenja without sacrificing our progress or safety here in town.
I think you just said it.
How do we save Svenja without sacrificing our progress or safety in town?
Sounds good to me.
It's also a matter of the how best do we save Svenja part at the beginning is also important.
Yes.
How best? Go here, go there, go X, go Power Rangers.
Crash, if you had a full omnipotent knowledge of the situation, what would you do?
What is your best plan of action?
Such a shit way of.
What a fucking shitty, like.
How would you, with all of your knowledge,
God of this
how would you
world.
min-max this?
You know, Crash, you're so smart.
You're so handsome and intelligent.
What would you do?
Fucking butter him up. Like, that's gonna work. 1 second.
Threaten him with a compliment.
Did you threaten him with a compliment?
Yes,
That's how
I
he
did.
treats it.
My sister keeps bugging me for a show, and we were talking about Monster House earlier, so I'm gonna put Monster House on for her. I know it's a movie, but she calls everything a show. Everything is a show to her.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the tongue, then that must be the uvula. Oh, so it's a girl house.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Thing is, he was right.
I mean, yeah, actually. Shit, I didn't think of that. He's right. Leaf, get out of here. Fuck you doing? What are your guys' thoughts on where Svenja is?
I don't have. Well, I don't know. I was about to say I don't have a Scooby, but no, I have some Scoobies. But
Goobies?
That's
Scoobies,
what
yeah.
they say for ideas. Thoughts.
Where my
That's
mind is stuck right now.
Adorable.
Oh shit.
If they want to pull us or draw us out of the city,
Uh-huh.
there must be something in the city that they don't want us to discover or do. I'm trying to
My
figure out
thought-
what that is.
Well, my thought there is just the Wisp can hide a lot better there than it can. Like, what are we gonna do? Go around hitting civilians? No.
Oh, yeah, well,
That's what you think.
no,
Bah!
but it's also trying to. True.
Yeah.
But if we're pulled out of the city, we're being lured away from its hiding ground, so to speak.
Yeah, well, my thought is we're weaker outside of the city, right? Because we don't have
Or more
like,
exposed, at least.
resources. So, I don't know.
We
But-
also can't fight as recklessly in the city.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, that's my thought is the Wisp is trying to, but it's not the Wisp doing it
No,
necessarily.
Yeah, so it's kind of throwing.
Still,
me a
though,
little
I
bit.
think that's one thing that we might sacrifice in leaving the town, is that if the Wisp isn't already in town, which it might be, but let's say it's not, I don't know.
I
I
think
guess
it's
it could
closer
get
than
in
we
and out
think.
easily.
Because if I had to take a hunch or a shot, a few of us were frightened by the town's presence itself. And when at least Morgan's faded, it came with the thought process of like everything you work towards being snatched away. So I think the Whisk, at least part of it, witnessed Svenja being taken.
I'm back.
So I think it's
Okay.
probably in the town and
Oh, yeah.
probably near. Well, was near. It might have fucking dipped at this point.
I think we've got a question ready.
it's trying to waste our time for sure. Yeah, we do, I believe.
I'm responding to something.
No rush. I'm scratching my nose. Okay.
Okay, well, now that everything is about you, I was
Yeah.
just making a fun noise because I thought it was fun.
I don't believe you. So
I don't
fuck off.
believe it.
There we go. I respond to tab for Sunday. Alright, so what do you guys got?
So it's Garth put it there. How do we best save Svenja without sacrificing our progress / safety in town?
What if I told you there isn't an answer to that? You guys got divided fronts, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you for something. Here's the thing, right? And this is the part included as part of your divine inspiration. It's a trap. We know that. It's luring you out of town. It's wasting your time. At the end of the day, it doesn't even need to fight you. It just needs to wait you out. It cannot hurt Svenja. But the Despondent can. It has no obligations or biases like the Wisp does. They are independent from this. And with a divine inspiration, I can tell you this. The Despondent is cutting a deal with the Wisp.
Hmm.
God damn it.
So they're not counter-aligned in allegiance.
Hmm.
What's the Spawn afraid of? Death? Can't get hurt by it. He's not from this world. Even if he dies in this world, he doesn't die. He just leaves. Just like an invader in Dark Souls. The big thing is, the fight against the Whisk is now mechanically harder because of this. Not in like a moral victory sense, but mechanically he's getting additional things. It probably won't be a all of you versus all of it fight. It probably will be segmented into bouts. 1 for time, 2, it'll be too much throwing around in the field. If we put like 30 people on the map.
Yeah.
Too much to concentrate on. That being said...
So, I don't know... I guess I don't know if you can answer this, but I guess my question to that is, you know, I mean, at the very least, I don't... I think we should save Svenja, even if the Despond isn't gonna hurt her, because from a completely, like, ignoring morals, she is our way to get the Whisk out, because the Despondent won't hurt her, but we can.
But
And-
we will.
We'll have to convince it that we will, or that we'll put her in someone's hands who will. Or, like we had discussed, I don't remember who all was a part of that conversation, some of us discussed a while ago, we will disrupt things enough that it will be equivocal in its mind to hurting her.
Mhm.
What we need is a way to
Alright,
force
done.
it to fight us. How we do that, I have no idea. So then, yeah, likely.
Yeah, I guess because of our time limit, again, it can just wait us out. Like Crash said, we can just, or we'll have to. One way to get it out would be to actually
Provoke it.
threaten the thing it wants. In a you can't wait any longer, you have to act way.
Mhm.
Oh boy, tricky puzzle.
Alternatively,
Mm.
we can threaten to send Svenja away.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
We have a teleportation circle. We can send her back with Cade Devram.
I'm gonna need all my spell slots back before I can do that.
They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that.
To be fair, they don't.
So it's
Or
like,
maybe they do,
hey,
but
we can
we-
take care
we
of
can
the
assume.
Despondent and then get her the hell out of here before you do anything, and you'll never see this person again.
Okay. So then, step 1 for that is to get Svenja back.
Mm-hmm.
Which means finding them and fighting, at least partially, the Despondent.
The Despondent and the Whisk are in the same location. Again, he's negotiating.
Yeah.
Find one, you find the other.
I don't
Well, then we have
know
a
if we'll be
problem
able
of
to get there
having
before
to
their
conflict both
negotiation
of them.
ends.
Mm-hmm.
Has it already?
Please.
Or fried chickens and a Coke. What a fantastic movie. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
No, this is
All right,
fucking.
so
Pretty good.
still a question of how best do we save Svenja?
With. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's our. What we need to know next.
Hmm.
Do we want to use a
I
party
will
inspiration
say-
for that?
Or-
I will say, as part of your divine inspiration that you've already spent, the despondent teleported. It's complicated, but he moved quickly with Svenja once. There is nothing that is confirmed in your guys' account that he cannot do so a second and third and subsequent times.
Yep. I was afraid of that.
So, if you guys want to prevent him from doing that, you cannot allow him the ability to teleport. Which is say you have to keep him away from Svenja or do not let him get close to Svenja to do so. If he knows you're coming, he can teleport anytime. So whatever you do, better do it with that in mind. Because if he hears that you guys are on your way, you're a mile out from his location, 5 miles out from town, he just teleports. Now you're 5 miles out from town, you don't know where he's next.
Wasting our time.
Exactly. So you cannot allow the despondent to know where you are at any given point until the
We're
last
ready.
moment.
Yeah.
So you guys will have to be quiet.
Oh, I should put that in the Nexus link.
And I mean, not.
Not to split hairs, but some people wear plate armor here.
Yeah. And not getting her, I mean, isn't exactly an option because we don't really have another way to get the Whisk to fight us before time runs out. Do we?
I mean, it's your guys' call. If you guys want to take on... Okay, here's how it stands, right? There's two main factors. Is the Harvest Moon, haha. The Harvest Festival? Harvest Festival. The Farmer's Market, there you go. Farmer's Market and the Whisk.
Mm-hmm.
A big concern is dealing with both at the same time. That's bad. If you deal with the Whisk, you don't have to deal with it, and you only deal with the one. You could try the inverse. Deal with the Farmer's Market, and let the Whisk do its thing, and that's your final confrontation.
The only thing then would be we'd have to do whatever we can today, right? Or we've got a day and a night and another day, right?
Correct.
So we have 2 days to deal with either problem
Correct.
before both problems have to be dealt with then and there.
Correct.
So, with that in mind,
Or you could try tackling both problems at the same time.
but with that in mind, the question is, how best do we save Svenja without sacrificing her progress/safety in town? With that in mind, which would be more beneficial in that arrangement? Saving Svenja first, or progressing with the farmer's market first?
That's your guys' call.
Question.
Those are two objectives, both primary.
We've got a party inspiration if we're stumped.
The one thing is, if
Sounds
we
like the
do
moral
deal with the
inspiration.
farmer's market first and take care of that,
Sorry, what was that, Fred? The last part?
if we do deal with the farmer's market first, take care of that, then it becomes that much harder for the wolf in sheep's clothing to wait us out, because we no longer have the same time pressure.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I mean,
My question to that is, how much can we deal with it before it happens?
the only thought
Mhm.
I've got is, so the Whisk is making a deal with the other guys, right?
Despondent.
Yeah. So, what happens if he manages to make that deal, brokers that deal before we get to Svenny, before we deal with the farmer's market first? And then he whisks her away somewhere where it's, completely alien. That, and she's going between, I'm assuming, him and her actual dad, right? So what if she leans towards the Whisk? Then we're kind of stumped. If I have my information correct, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was ever said, but I have a feeling that the Whisk wants to keep Svenja in/near the town. Now, how close is that radius? I don't know.
Yeah.
The
And-
Whisk does want to do that, but remember, the Whisk was not the one that brought Svenja out there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So what I understand your concern was, Christy, was that the Despondent's going to take Svenja away somewhere, right?
It's more the Despondent's broker the deal with the Whisk, and the Whisk takes her elsewhere whilst we're all dealing with this. Because obviously, if he immediately brings her back into the town, it's kind of we're just going to take her away from him. Or
Yeah. So my question then
The
is...
ultimate question there is, what are the consequences for Svenja? Because her being taken away someplace else isn't necessarily bad.
Depending on what the
In the
Whisk
grand
wants to
scheme
do
of
with
things.
her, and can do with her.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They can hurt her, the Despondent, and probably would, but it depends on what they want.
And if the Whisk is there, it's gonna try at least to not let that happen. So, her being hurt physically right now doesn't sound like a major concern.
I mean, true. Then if that happens and the Whisk stops her from being harmed, what's the chance of her thinking that we're saving her?
The Whisk can't, what can it do? It can do nothing to the Despondent. So it's not a matter of them stopping her necessarily. It's about, I think the real question here is, what risk are we comfortable taking? Because no matter which way we spin it, there's going to be a price.
I have a visual visual aid for what happens if the Whisk tries to fight the Despondent.
Let's see it.
You must be the Belmont.
Yes. You must be the Whisk.
Yeah, because remember, you guys shot Marshall in the back of the head, and your bullet crumpled on itself, and no momentum was transferred. He didn't even move. He didn't even flinch forward. It just stops.
I mean... Yeah.
I can hear the sound effects for this.
Yeah.
The punching noise, you must be the Belmont.
Yeah.
I think boiling it down, if we were to boil it down to a vote, Silas would vote, let's get Svenja.
Yeah, I think that would be my vote as well. Well, Nishka's vote anyway.
I have no clue what I, as the player, want.
I know.
Both options are good. What risk are we willing to take with Svenja? To me, it sounds like... Just because I don't know what the Whisk wants with her. So let's say the Whisk gets her, okay? What stopped it from doing anything earlier?
I think that the Despondent's motives can be guessed, I suppose, intuited. It wants us to fail, right?
Yeah.
It wants to deny us this achievement, this progress, this keep. So how does it most effectively do that? Well, it uses the tools that are already in place, Svenja, because it probably knows that we care. The wolf, because it has the power to keep us occupied. Unless it wants to deal with us directly itself. But again, it doesn't have to. So, if it knows that Svenja can be one of the factors to why we would fail, or if it's just trying to manipulate us, I don't know. It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Does it know something we don't? Probably.
Almost definitely.
Oh, yeah.
9.
But yeah, as a player, I don't have a whole lot of stock in Svenja, right? It's a fictional child I care about as much as I'm... You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I'm in the same boat.
it sounds bad, but it's a fictional child.
Oh,
she
she
died.
did.
It sounded so bad that she disappeared from the universe.
Yeah.
I care about us winning
fictional
because it's our own characters, not... So, I guess I don't see... anything that the Whisk can or would do to Svenja that we can't figure out later. There might be, but as far as my information goes, Svenja is alive and not in immediate danger of nothing we can't figure out after we deal with the farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
The farmer's market, however, is very much a pressing issue that we don't have a lot against right now. That is making our clock tick. Making the Whisk more of a threat. So if we can deal with the farmer's market without worrying about the Whisk, great. It's occupied right now. It's trying to get Svenja. That's what it wants. So if we divert our attention and our efforts towards something that is not that, it'll either come after us or we don't have to worry about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see it as.
Do we know why it wants Svenja?
No.
Okay, it wants to set up an idyllic paradise that this kid never wants to leave, and it could take on any form. It probably just wants to groom and raise her for whatever purposes you can imagine. Like,
well, it views her in this sort of what is it? It's like she's got this bright light or something about her, right?
Yeah,
Like
and it, from what I understand, it can't physically hurt her, right? Like, it can't.
Yeah, like,
it wants what it can't have.
It doesn't want to hurt her, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, it did hurt. If its inability to hurt her would also shatter her idyllic paradise.
Mm.
Right, so they're sort of connected.
Okay.
Unless maybe it's something where she not. Maybe it's like a vampire rule where it's like they're not allowed in a house unless they're invited. It's like maybe he's not allowed to properly, truly interact as itself unless she's like, "Oh no, I accept you for who you are," kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless,
that plays into the idea of it doesn't want to break her world, right? For paradise. Seeing a fucking skinned werewolf, yeah, that's not paradise. Believe it or not.
I mean, yeah, 9 out of 10 kids would agree.
well, I
mean, you could argue, but I feel like Svenja's not that kind of kid.
No.
I think the idyllic paradise thing is more a side effect in a weird way, because he wants whatever she has, and it can't get it right now at the very least. So it needs her to stay here where it is isolated and controlled until it can achieve its goal of getting whatever the hell Svenja has.
Now just imagine you guys say Svenja, and she'll either enter it's like good Christian girl phase or goth phase, one or the other.
Oh my god!
Is that what the doors were for? Well, that's how the meme represented.
But what I'm hearing is still my goal, quote unquote, hasn't changed. I think the farmer's market is more important.
Yeah, I think that
as a player,
dealing with the farmer's market is the better
call.
Not better, but it's the easier.
Yeah, it's also a thing of like the more we talk about it, the more it's kind of obvious that like the Despondent is setting us up in a case where like we're fighting two massively powerful things if we go after Svenja right now, right?
Besides,
like the risks.
Yeah.
They're relying on our ability to care.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it's a shame you chose a child I don't know.
The risk of going after Svenja, trying to save her, is high. If we get caught, we waste our time completely, and she's brought somewhere else. That's a big linchpin. We have to do it in a way where we don't get caught, and with this many of us, that's unlikely. Someone will roll poorly, and someone will fuck up.
And if we only bring a select few of us, then whatever is there, whatever aftermath we deal with, will be a lot harder.
Here's a sneaker. Let's see. America.
And then again, that's splitting the party, making at the very least two weaker groups, if not more.
Yeah.
Tony, not Blair.
So.
We could try and send a crew that's meant sorely for extraction. Don't fight, don't engage if you can avoid it. Grab the kid and run.
I mean, yeah. It's like the only hang-up I've really got is like quote-unquote narrative, I guess. It's the only thing stopping me from going, oh yeah, let's just go for the farmer's market. Because I see the logic of it, but it's also like you mentioned where she's on this verge of like two choices, I guess. And if we go for the farmer's market and she ends up making the wrong one, that's not something we can take back. But I mean, that's a lesser. Well, not lesser, but you
So,
know what I mean. It's not a priority. But
What do we know about the farmers market? We know that the blood moon will show up. If we don't have a countermeasure, we'll be mesmerized, incapacitated.
You will have attained the bad end.
Okay.
And if we have the countermeasure in place, we will be likely engaging armored and armed entities of unknown strength and capacity with abilities that we can guesstimate at best. So there's a lot of unknown factors as to what kind of threat we would be dealing with.
So figuring that out is...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the wolf, we know more or less what we're getting into with the added perk of the despondent powering it up. And those empowerments, we don't know what they are. But we know how it behaves. And we need to, like we've mentioned several times, we need to trap it somehow. The wolf. We need to force it to fight us.
Because otherwise it's just going to hide.
Yeah, it's going to run away, it's going to disengage, it's going to waste our time, it's going to hide.
And we'll be defenseless during the blood moon because we've got the unknown to deal with.
Yes.
It sounds like we know enough of... Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
No, go on.
I was just going to basically reiterate, I realized as I was saying, what you're saying is just that we have information about one evil, let's figure out the other one, and deal with the consequences of taking our time to do that therein, because let's say we can't stop the blood moon, well, we still don't know anything about it. If we spend 2 days trying to deal with the whisk, then we're going in actually butt-ass naked into a Dark Souls boss fight. We're fucked, alright? We're not that skilled, okay? I promise.
Speak for yourself. I've done Retch before.
Alright.
We need to summon someone who will solo her for us.
So what we need to do then is information. I mean, as always, knowledge is power, right? We need to know what we're going up against, because worst case scenario, we're going up against them at the same time. We'll make that not happen. We will. You got to be confident, otherwise it's not going to happen. But if it does...
Actually, going up against both of them at the same time is a dangerous combat. Yes. But it eliminates a lot of the other problems. If it commits to the fight while we're engaged with the farmer's market, and we can trap it and gank it, problem solved. Then it's a matter of locating Svenja and securing her in the aftermath, provided we survive, and that's dealing with the despondent. So, as scary as it is to fight both at the same time, there's also, high risk, high reward. So,
and in the event that again we can't stop either from happening, due to our own research, what have you, our abilities, etc., I'd rather go in knowing what we're going up against from both sides than being blind. And right now, we've got a huge blind spot.
I'll also say this. If we do not focus on the farmer's market first, we have a very clear game over, bad ending ahead of us. And we can't rescue Svenja if we're screwed by the farmer's market.
I will put forward something for you guys. The farmer's market is a twofold problem. Because it's not an or nothing situation.
Yeah.
There is the trance, and then the things that come along with the moon. Those are two things. Your ability to deal with the farmer's market, you will have a severely limited capability on dealing with the things that come with the moon. Because no one has ever seen them.
No one knows what it is.
Yeah, the best bet you guys have is Urinov, and he's hiding in the basement under a safety blanket with his fucking Mountain Dew and Cheetos, alright? It's not... it's very limited. The main problem with the farmer's market, and that's the bad end one, is dealing with the trance. If you guys can't deal with the trance, it's game over.
You're fucked.
Dealing with the things that come with is being smart and fighting. It's a contestable victory or end, but it's contestable as opposed to guaranteed. Whereas the trance, guaranteed game over. The whisk plays into that. It if you guys don't get a solution to the trance, game over no matter what. Leaving the Whisk alive will contest you. Will tip the scales of the contesting. It will make it harder to acquire victory in the case of the farmers market. Right, so it's either 0% chance of victory if you don't get a solution for the trance, or 50-50. I'm not saying it is 50-50, but for simplicity's sake, 50-50. Whisk still alive, it's 25-75. 25 being victory. And this is under the assumption, or rather, this is with the knowledge, I want to make that clear, knowledge that the Despondent can assist the Whisk. It can not give him Aspirant or Despondent features, but it could, rewrite the story a little bit.
I don't like that. I don't like that wording.
To me, this makes one thing very clear. We need to fix the countermeasure for the trans first. That should be our priority number one.
Well, I mean, because it's lose-lose, right?
The thing is, that's what your NPCs have been working on the entire time. They haven't done anything about the people that show up. They're focused on the more immediate problem of, if we don't get this, we're fucked. Because they have their own sense of self-preservation.
But if we put our efforts towards that, we're hoping at least that it'll help speed up the process.
Yeah. Besides, if we choose to prioritize the farmers market, we can use this time that we do have and prepare whatever fortifications, armaments, things of that nature as we can inside the city, because that's likely where we will be fighting. So we can use that time to prepare.
I mean, I could definitely see. Oh, yeah, I guess.
Ultimately, I think that the risks of going after Svenja now are too high. The reward is disproportionate.
Also, because I want to play a song that's copyrighted.
I do want to play a song that's copyrighted. I will say, if you guys don't assist your NPCs, I'm still going to push it down to some rolls, but statistically, given all the shit that you guys can bring to the table, statistically, you guys are probably fine for dealing with the trance. Right?
If we help or if we don't help. Sorry.
If you don't help. Bank on the ambition and sheer grit and proficiency of your NPCs, right? You have very bright people in your company.
I guess my question is if whatever they do, if it fails, right? You said statistically it's likely, but let's say...
It's like a bell curve ending, yeah, that's very low.
We're an anomaly. Will we have an opportunity to aid that later if we focus our attention elsewhere?
Potentially. It depends on how far you guys push on that front. If you guys walk 10 steps out of town, they fuck up. You walk 10 steps back into town, you can fix it. Because here's the thing, right? For your character's own capabilities, how much do you guys believe you'll be able to contribute towards this experiment, I'll call it? The fucking Cure Bar in the fucking Pandemic Inc. game. Right?
For Sajar, very little.
Yeah.
For Silas, at most, magical knowledge, maybe, and a bardic. So.
Yeah, I don't know specifically how much Anushka could contribute. Maybe a bit, but not.
I think Anushka probably went amongst the better end.
Oh, really?
You're a ranger. Yeah, you're a ranger.
I guess. Okay. Well, more than I thought.
Sajar, not surprised on that.
Yeah.
That one. That one's pretty fair. Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you clawing into my chair? Unclaw.
I just imagine you stancing up when you say that. You're like, oh, I'm so... Hey!
No, I was turning left in my chair, and his claws were in my chair, so he got almost pulled off the table because he was attached to it. And you just put your claws back in! Yeah, well, I guess I'm not...
He got to learn his lesson.
Yeah. So, statistically, your NPC should find a way. Right? They're there to do the dirty work, so to speak.
So we can trust in... I think we should trust in them then.
What you guys would be able to offer for the farmers market front is the other half of it. The investigation part of it. The deduction part of it. What is coming out of it? How do you deal with it? Right? Because if your NPC is all focused on research, they're not going to be able to direct the town in this fortification. Or, God forbid, the Wiz comes back, disguised. The chances of that happening are very low, given that the object of its desires is like 30 feet away from it, but... Also, I never got confirmation from Garth that he ended the recording, so I can't play any music yet.
God damn it.
I mean, he can snip the footage, and if not, I can.
No, wait.
I
Mhm.
think
It's
he's
not
still
that.
going anyway.
It's not
Yeah.
that pressing.
No, but tunes. Oh, there he is.
But music.
Where is he sleeping?
Be
Ah.
back in like 3. Oh, I thought you ordered food, like,
I
delivered.
thought he was just gonna. Yeah, I thought he was just going to his front door or something, but apparently not.
Yeah, same.
He just got a really big house.
Northern California is, huh? Got
Yeah.
acres of space. I think,
He almost lost his mind when I found out he had a bloody pool.
I have a pool too, it's dried up. Don't use it.
What is it with? Oh, it's
Wait,
such
do
a.
you know where they live?
Do you know how hard it is to
I mean,
maintain?
yeah, but
So tedious.
well, that's the thing. Like having a pool over here is like you have to be like fucking rich to have a pool.
Same.
Yeah, well, we're American. Of course we're richer.
Well, yeah.
In
yeah,
fairness,
happens,
you
so,
and
yeah.
I talked about this when you were down here, right? My income translated to your income is way bigger, but the thing is, my cost of living is also way bigger.
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
I mean, let's put it to rest right now. Kirsty, how many US dollars do you have in your bank right now?
US dollars!
Wow, fucking
0.
0. Not even a
Pounds.
single one.
zero. I mean, I think I've got a couple of dollars left over from like.
Oh my god.
May.
Oh, wow. A couple
Like
of dollars. Crash. Crash, how much do you have?
That's not
Can you beat my $2?
higher than $2. That is very, very good.
I just put a rough collection of what I've got in my bank accounts into a USD to Canadian, and I'm sad.
Wait, USD to Canadian or?
Or, no, opposite. Sorry.